Hi everybody. Focus of this video is going to be on the bakery. But first let's show you, I went ahead and added overgrowth vines to the barn. Make it look even more abandoned. Toy with the idea of trying to add interior light in there, but it's pretty much glued together pretty solid now, so I'd really tear it up if I did that. Now, I had a couple comments from the last video because this is where I thought I might do it. And I think what people were thinking was that I could put it down here. Zoom around and go up. If you remember, that's where I want to put my great-great-grandfather's abandoned mill. And it's going to take a lot of this space up to about here. If I put it over here, wouldn't be much room for the team track, although I guess they could still load stuff up here, so that's a possibility. I may be able to put it up here and say this is where the team track is, because I don't need like 18 inches for a team track. So thanks for the suggestions, and it is something I'm looking into. So now let's talk about the bakery. So this is the kit that I'm working with. It was the design preservation models, I believe. It's supposed to be a trackside transfer. But I wanted to make it into a bakery, and obviously I needed to expand it a little bit. So this is going to be like the inbound freight and outbound freight for the bakery. So here's what I've done to it. I think the best thing to do would be to just go through step by step what I did. First of all, on the exterior, I like that yellow brick. So all I did was weather it with dry powder and dull coat it. Painted the doors a brown. And as you can see, I've got window shades in the doors. I've got a window air conditioner right here, which is it's in this window right here. That's a Gold Medal Models kit. The roof is actually from Mead paper. Well, probably Pixel. It's actually printed out off Google Earth. Same roof I used on Wherever. And it's laminated to plastic. So also on the exterior, I've added downspouts, and some of the stuff is going to be really hard to see, but they're on the seams here. Downspouts are painted brown, same color as the door. If I rotate it around, might be able to see these ones on the end a little better. And I've got a dust collector here. I also bricked in these two windows. I didn't want those windows anymore. You can also see the rooftop details I added on there. I've got a couple plumbing stacks. I've got a TV antenna, which I'll have to, down here, TV antenna, another plumbing stack here, a couple vents, and an air conditioner there. So, come back. I did not even finish this part. I just painted the doors, don't know why, can't see it. Didn't even worry about it. But maybe at some point in the future, it'll be used for something. So I just went ahead and did that. All right, so I'm going to have to get down here and sort of tilt it up a little bit and see if I can unzoom it some. Okay, so the dock door is really small. So what I did was I blocked in. I made 1 and 2 into one door, blocked in 3 and 4, made 5 and 6 into one door, and I blocked into 7, added those details. That's like corrugated metal. I got that off of Google Maps. I saw some buildings in Cincinnati that were like that. Actually, off like Jawtooth videos. That old paper mill that he shows all the time when he's in Hamilton has doors like that. Added some details. I've got a fork truck that I can put on there. I've got a yellow stripe all the way around the edge for safety. The roof is corrugated metal, and I added, don't know if you can see it, some trusses to help support it. That was a real pain in the butt to do, but I did it anyhow. Where it sits on the layout, when you'll see in a little while, I've got a sidewalk coming out of here, going over to the door, and I've got a Gold Medal Models ladder to go up onto the dock. What's funny about it is these come in a set like this, and they said that this small one is for a loading dock, but it doesn't even come close to reaching up that far. so I used one of the other ones. I was going to do one at this end down here too, but decided not to. But once the model's in place, I'll go ahead and put that on there. Anything else? Let's see. I think that's about it. So let's talk about the main building at this point. All right, so here's the main building. It's going to go behind the warehouse, and I'll show you how they go together here pretty soon. Completely scratch built. It's not really flat because it is a 1 inch deep. It's just something I sort of cobbled together. You know, it's nothing fancy. See if I put it back down in the right spot where you can see it all. Okay, so the dock doors are from Walthers. The rooftop details, again, are from Walthers. They've got a kit that they sell with all kinds of vents and stuff like that. Now these ductwork here, that's from N-Scale Architect. There's a bakery in northern Kentucky right along I-75. I used Google Maps, get some screenshots of it. That's sort of how I did the weathering and stuff off of that. The Hostess sign is what they used in 1980. That's what I'm shooting for. I used it for a period of time before they changed it. I got that off the internet. As you can see, I've got downspouts. Now, whether they had these type of downspouts in 1980, I don't know. They've got them now, and they look pretty cool. It's just strips of styrene and the collection box on there. The double door here is from Tichy. It's actually 2 single doors that I modified, glued together. And I've got a set of steps that go up there. This is for the truck drivers that go in. The foundation, this styrene strip that I painted and scribed expansion joints in. Knife slipped right here, so I'm going to have to keep a truck parked there all the time so you don't see it, but I did tell you about it anyhow. The foundation's painted deck tan and then weathered, of course. I think that's about it for the main job, or the main building. So I'll go ahead and put it on the layout, and you'll see how the two of them fit together, plus one other part to it. All right, so this is how it looks on the layout. I do have a fork truck that I haven't set on the down. I'm not going to glue it down. But here you can see the sidewalk. I did some rudimentary scenicking. I ballasted this little section of track, put a little bit of static grass on today. I just hate showing stuff. I just don't like the look of model railroad track without ballast at all. One of the first things I always do is ballast the track, because I just think have all this fantastic scenery and unballasted track, it just doesn't look right to me. So I'll probably ballast the track here pretty soon. It's just me. It's my issue. But I've got pretty close clearance here, but it's all right through here. Steps, grass. Now I've got a piece of pavement here. I'm going to have to have the trucks. Oh, don't have it in place. I wonder if the car was derailing. Slides down. Fits pretty tight in there, which is what I want. All right. I pulled the backdrop forward. Remember, I had the problem when I said the backdrop was a little loose. I got a couple more of those knobs and pulled it forward, so this is now fitting too tight, which is good. That's what I want. I've got steps here. These silos are the ones from wherever. When I tear down Douglas Avenue, I see no reason to not reuse the stuff. As a matter of fact, a couple of the dock doors are off of Miller Distribution, but it's from an angle that you never see it. I never shoot at that angle because there's nothing to see, so I just took them off. But I built this. These are aluminum tubing. It's the, see if I can get into the, oh, there we go. It's the gold medal models. First time I ever did it, I did a horrible job. This is terrible. Should have gone all the way up to the top. This is terrible. This is from wherever. You've been looking at it for 5 years, but just never focused on it because it's toward the back. So I'm going to reuse it, but I'm going to redo this stuff. Gold medal models is out of business now. I guess the guy retired. I wish somebody would buy his stuff and continue, but I found a hobby shop that still had some of these, so I bought a couple of them. So I'm going to redo the walkway on here. Now, you know I like to do research. So when I started, Lance Mendheim talks about what a good industry a bakery is from on a railroad because he used a lot of different cars. And so but he doesn't really give pictures of any or go into a lot of details about it. So I just typed in Google search like model railroad bakery. And this article came up, and I will put a picture of it here. I'm not going to put any of the information from it in there, but they talk about a bakery that was in Roswell, New Mexico. And so they had covered hoppers that would come in, and they would actually dump the covered hoppers here and go underground to the silos. So I don't have to, I'm just going to put some kind of underground loading thing here for the silos. So I'll get covered hoppers of flour. I've got spots for 2 boxcars. May eventually have some kind of unloading thing for tank cars too, of like vegetable oil, corn syrup, that kind of stuff. But this is going to be in pavement because obviously see if I have a trailer handy here. Yeah, I've got an old trailer here that's I don't put on the layout because I don't like the way it looks. But if the guy was going to come in here, it'd obviously be pretty tight. So this is going to be track and pavement here. But I'm not going to get into this turnout. I don't want to do that. They're going to have to come around and the driveway will be over here. Like that. So that's where I'm at on the bakery. I don't know what I'm going to do on back through here yet, but I'm pretty happy with it. So let's see if we can actually spot a boxcar for the first time. So let me talk a little bit about the locomotive for a second. Benjamin Horn did an amazing job on it, just like he always does. These locomotives come with just like a little jewel for the headlights. So Benjamin made it DCC as working directional headlights. Now, as you can imagine, it's very sensitive to dirty track because it's only 4-wheel pickup. So any dirt on the track, wheels, the light's gonna flicker a little bit. He built a pilot. He installed Accumate couplers on it. It came with the old Rapido couplers, and he filled in with styrene a little bit to make it a little bit of a pilot. And so this is a Japanese prototype, no doubt. Sort of painted up, sort of reminded me of the Iowa traction company out in Iowa. So, you know, that's going to be, for me, Fictional Railroads, the Ohio Traction Company, but I don't think I'll have decals made for it. I'll probably put a number 10 on it. That's what I told him to number it for DCC. But I may put an OT on it or something, but I'm not going to try to spell out Ohio Traction on this tiny little thing. If you remember, at the very beginning of this project, I said I was going to be a fictional interurban that survived. There were, in 1980, I think there were like 3 left. Now there's only one, the one in Iowa, the one in Texas, and I think the other one was in Wisconsin. They both, well, the one in Wisconsin is still a tourist line. One in Texas is abandoned. That was the old Pearl Brewery line in San Antonio. But just sort of something to have fun with. If the locomotive isn't reliable, if it stalls and all this, and I have no idea what it can pull. I mean, it pulled that one boxcar, no problem, but I don't know if it's going to pull any more than three or four cars, if even that. So we'll see. But I do intend to have fake, I don't know how you say it, catenary or catenary, I'm not really sure how you say it, lines. But that'll be one of the last things I do on the project because it's going to get in the way of all the scenery anyhow. But again, Benjamin did a fantastic job. Can't thank him enough for the work he did on it. He kept working, and you can see how smoothly it runs now. It requires a lot of throttle to do that, but man, it starts up smooth and runs really smooth. So thank you to Benjamin. Hope everybody enjoyed this. A little bit longer video. Thanks for sticking with it. Everybody stay safe.